Hello, for my Infiniti FX50 fans, I owe you this. This is an update to my 2009 Infiniti FX50 Sport that I posted for sale some time back. It was maybe 3 or maybe even more weeks ago. I've gotten quite a few inquiries on it, and I've done my best to update as many people as I can, and it has led to me making public updates. For example, the title of the first video, I did switch it to pending sale because there was someone coming to pick it up. So I wanted to give a big update at this point. Good news, the vehicle is still here and available. Bad news, the vehicle is not in the same state as it was when I was listing it for sale. It has a coolant system problem. I'll explain. I just wanted to get that out of the way first. So this vehicle, I've had it for about a year, and I bought it for various reasons. I bought it for a fun car. I wanted to just try the FX50 VE engine for various reasons, and it was fun. But recently, I've just business pursuits and family, work, and for my own health, things have changed, and the vehicle isn't the most optimal for the household anymore. So I decided to post it for sale. I know that $6,500 was I thought it was a fair price considering the condition. Let's start the vehicle. It's pretty hot. Do you hear the gurgling behind the steering wheel? We'll talk about that pretty soon. And I just came from a drive. It's actually interesting. So the vehicle. So life changed and I decided to list it. I posted it for sale for $6,500. I figured that was not such a bad price, but again, it was attractive enough to get it moving, and I suppose it was very, very good. I've been selling vehicles for a long time, or I've sold a lot of vehicles over the years, and historically, I don't care about mileage when I buy, and I drive my vehicles as much as I need to. So sometimes I sell vehicles with high miles. In the past, if you had a vehicle with over 200,000 miles, good luck getting anyone to even reach out to you. And then, if they did, sometimes as a seller, you ended up lowering your vehicle a little lower than book value. But when they did, they would lowball you, or there's something magical about $1,000. People would say, I got $1,000 cash because your vehicle's got 201,000 miles. It's a piece of trash. And I'd always ask, then why do you want to buy it? But anyway, it's been interesting. As much as I knew the FX50 was unique, of the people who have reached out to me, not a single person has offered a penny less than my asking price, which, as I said, makes me think, oh, well, that must have been really, really good. If I was buying it for $6,500, I suppose I would have jumped on it as well. Yes, I am losing a little bit of money compared to what I bought it for, but it's not a perfect car. And I didn't mind. As I said, it was just a number to get conversation going. Everybody else in the forums had said, yeah, I would never touch anything with a high mileage. 200,000 is just, yep, wouldn't even bother. So maybe I shot myself in the foot. So the vehicle has been fine. I used to drive it quite often for whatever my needs were related to this channel. And ever since I got it, I bought this vehicle in Atlanta. I drove it 8.5 hours. Everything was good. I have proof. You guys can find those videos, or that long video when I was calculating fuel economy when I brought it home. Everything was fine. And all this time, I've only had 2 major issues. I had some misfiring some time back, and I corrected those. I changed the coil packs. I had coolant issues. One, the reservoir was going a little high, and I added so I did the coolant bleed, but I replaced the radiator cap, pretty cheap, and it's right there. And then it held it up for a long time, and then at some point, because I keep an eye on my fluid levels, I noticed that the reservoir was rising again. I decided to just go and look at it and look at the the thermostat, and then I found the thermostat was bad. Again, I've got proof of those things happening. You can find my videos, type FX50 coolant, you'll probably see my videos there. So other than that, no other problems at all. It's been fine, it's been great. But about 1 week after the guy reached out to me, he had asked for 2 weeks to come pick it up. And my opinion at the time, I know there are some people who say first come, first serve, but for me, I figured that if this person is, I don't want to call him a fan, a supporter of my channel enough for them to have seen when I posted the video, and reached out to me almost immediately, the least I can do for you is honor you by holding the vehicle for as long as you need. And 2 weeks sounded reasonable. By the time he reached out to me, no one else had asked, so I felt like, yeah, this is reasonable. Within like day 3, I'm getting like 10 inquiries per day. And if I tell you that I've had over 100 unique inquiries to this vehicle, I will not be exaggerating. Well, not too much, I think. But so I said, yeah, I'm going to hold on to the vehicle for you. You know, he was going to take it to South Carolina. So it was a matter of just logistics as to whether he was going to fly in, drive it home, or come here with somebody and drive it home, or come tow it back home, whatever it was going to work. I said, yeah, take your time, do your thing. And just to keep the vehicle healthy, keep the battery alive, keep fluids flowing, as I say, I drove it like once, you know, after he and I had spoken about it. And on this trip, you know, as I said, I maintained my stuff pretty well. I think the temperature, it might have been pretty high that day, maybe 102 outside, 102 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't remember exactly, but on this day, I'm sitting in the car waiting for something at the store, and I see my coolant temperature gauge just go all the way to hot. And I'm thinking, okay, what did I lose? Did I spill coolant? Did one of my fans stop? What exactly happened? So I immediately jumped before turning it off just to see what I could see under the engine bay. Everything was running fine. The fans were running. The fans were running. No coolant was leaking out of the vehicle. It just ran hot. So, one thing I didn't notice though, my reservoir was almost full again. So I figured, okay, I suppose my coolant came from inside the engine into the reservoir. So yeah, it does explain that it would be running hot. Question is why? But I'm at a position where there's just so much going on, and the FX50 is so low on my priority. It's not trash to me, don't get me wrong. It's just so low on my priority right now between, as I said, family, businesses, and just taking care of my own health. There's a lot going on that makes me not want to sort this out. So I reached back out to the potential buyer and said, hey, bad news to your vehicle or to your, potential vehicle. It overheated or it ran hot, however you want to look at that. And I can't really tell you what's wrong right now. By the time I was calling him, I think it had been the next day, and all along I've been driving this vehicle. I've now put an effort to drive it almost every day just to see. I've taken it on 4-hour trips, 4 one way, 4 back. It's fine, but it just doesn't sit well with me that I could be selling something to somebody that could potentially cause problems to them. In my mind, as I said, the vehicle could be fine, but I would hate for you to drive it home and then it overheats on you on the way. Or another potential could be you come tow it home or haul it home, and then you drive it on the second day, it overheats on you. I would hate that. And I told him, you're now in a unique position. I mean, you got first dibs on this vehicle, but your position might be that if even I cannot figure out what's going on, then how are you going to figure it out? I'm not saying I'm the best at this, but most people just don't want to mess with things like this. And the thought is this: if someone were to buy this vehicle, if I were to sell it to somebody, they could go on YouTube and see all the videos that I've been collecting showing what's been going. Even if I don't post this specific video, they could go on YouTube and see all those videos and say, hey, you've had a coolant problem, why didn't you tell us? Although in every one of those videos I was solving it with the knowledge that we had at the time. The other thing is, with all the vehicles we've been buying, I mean, there's been a question of, well, why don't you just trade it in and let it go? I'll be honest, my sense of morality and my conscience does not allow me to do that. Not only because it's self-serving in that if you bought a vehicle with 220,000 miles and got on YouTube, you'll see this same vehicle. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. I'll be honest, I'm human. But the fact that I don't want to set somebody else up. I don't want to sour somebody on the experience of owning an FX50. So it might be a small problem. It might be a big problem. But I'm still trying to figure out what to do. And as I said, I know 6,500 was a really good deal. Now I know it was a really, really good deal based on the number of people that reached out to me. But for a vehicle with coolant issues, I understand it's no longer such a steal. Is it an okay deal still? Yeah, look at the book value. You know, I don't think it's terrible. Some people fix vehicles in different ways. Some people will buy those powders and liquids, those seal a leak type stuff. Solution in a bottle is what we call them, or what I call them. Some people can fix it for 30 bucks. I don't know. I prefer not to go those methods or those routes. Some people, someone else, you might find that it's a little more serious in that maybe you need to redo everything I did with the thermostat again. Maybe it could be that simple. It could be a little more serious in that it could be a head gasket issue, or it could be a cracked head. It could be a cracked block. Who knows how bad this is? I don't know. All I know is that this vehicle 99% of the time is working just fine. But on that 1 week that I said I was going to sell it, and then that first time I drove it after saying I was going to sell it, it ran hot on me. In a way, I'm glad that it happened to me. I would have hated for it to happen to someone else, you know? But so where does that leave us? It leaves us in limbo in a way. 6,500 was okay, an okay price, or more than okay. But something new has come up with the vehicle. Is it a problem to me? No. The car will still keep doing exactly what it's been doing for me. As I said, I tempted fate. I kept driving for long trips to just see if anything would happen. Nothing happened. And here we are. Versus someone else. I mean, the other option is someone saying, hey, I'll offer you a little less than you're asking. But what I can tell you is that the FX50 is worth more than the sum of its parts. So I will not take a $500 offer on it, just as an example, you know. As I said, it's not hurting me where it's sitting. It's just that I wanted to give someone this opportunity to drive the FX. We're just moving on to different things. Well, in the future, after business goes a different way and I've got more time on my hands to play with toys, would I want an FX, miss an FX? Probably. But right now, I just don't have time for it. So it's a long video, but if you're one of those people who's reached out to me and you're wondering why I have not gotten back to you, please understand. I'm doing my best to reach out to everybody, and I told everybody that reached out to me, I said it's pending. And, you know, if anything changes, I would let them know. Some waited, some still asked. I mean, I understand wanting an FX. I don't blame you for reaching out to me, not at all. I'm just saying, please understand that I was not in a position to answer every single one of those messages that I got. But I hope posting a video like this in a way does serve the purpose that I wanted, which was to update as many people as possible at the same time. Oh, there you go. Do you hear the bubbling under the... Still sounds mean. And I know I'm going to miss the vehicle. I know that for sure, you know? But it's just that, as I said, I have to make some moves, and I'm not leaving the Infiniti game. I'll still be in the game in one way or another. And so if you see me posting some FX content in the next few months, don't be surprised, you know? Who knows what will be coming up in the next few months, years, or even weeks. Things move a little quick around here sometimes. All right, thank you all, and all the best.